Hey everybody, welcome back to another hot episode of a very special podcast. This is the podcast which talk about all of your favorite TV series from yesteryear, and then discuss them over a glass of, some pernicious India Pale Ale.
Okay.
I'm your boy, Patrick M. Dunn, and I'm joined here, as always, by my queen of Saturday night, Kat Halstead, the author.
I'm just gonna drink my cherry 7-Up.
Yeah, welcome to a very special podcast after dark. We're doing a rare nighttime recording.
Right? So wild.
Normally I'm dragging her out of bed. She's pissed off at me, but not tonight. Not tonight, Satan.
If I'm pissed off at somebody, it's definitely not you.
Yeah. Shout out to whoever she's pissed off at the moment. All right. Yeah, I'm excited about tonight's episode. It's not really a response to a request of a specific series, but it's a response to a request for like a theme episode, right?
Pretty much. Okay. So years ago, we finally dove into a very popular sitcom trope of the late 80s and 90s, which is the Disney visit. And we were not okay with that episode that we chose.
Sabrina the Teenage Witch. It's like episode 84 maybe, or somewhere around there.
Something. I don't know. We were not happy.
Yeah.
We were not happy.
I don't even feel like it was obviously it went to Disney World, but they really went to like Animal Kingdom because it was like the tie-in with that.
Yeah, it was like brand new. Like Animal Kingdom was like just opening.
I don't even think it was open yet. It was like pre-opening.
Yeah.
They were totally selling like, I don't know, the Lion King tree. I don't know, digging for like dinosaur bones or something. I don't remember what the fuck they were doing in this episode. It got weird.
It got like super weird.
Benched this idea for a while. We were kind of like, ugh.
We're like, we are not emotionally capable of doing that again.
Yes, but our gal pal Heather, shout out to Heather, big fan of the show. She has been itching for us to do one of these Disney trip episodes. We decided, last episode to do Blossom, and we're like, hey, wait, didn't Blossom go to Disneyland? Well, she went to Disneyland because they live in LA.
Yes.
We're here. Yeah, we're going to go. We're going to go to Disneyland in 1993, and it's wild. It's a trip.
Redeemed the whole Disney sitcom episode for me.
It did. You know what? Brought me to the point where I'm like, you know what? Maybe we can go to Full House now. Maybe we can go to, I don't know, someone else goes to Disney World.
Maybe.
We'll see. We'll see what the response is to this episode.
We make no promises. We make no promises whatsoever.
We'll get there eventually. Just bear with us. Bear with us. You know what? Someone needs to do a, Teens Go to Knott's Berry Farm episode. Well, totally on top of that, huh?
Oh, totally.
Where are those episodes? Where's the gang goes to Six Flags?
Or what about medieval times? Like, come on.
Yeah, someone's going to go to medieval times. Come on. Somebody out there. Well, besides Jim Carrey and the Cable Guy, because it's a movie. And officially, we don't do movies.
Very loosely.
We use that term loosely, though.
We basically do what we want.
All right.
I do what I want, bitch.
Ooh, feisty.
I don't know what's happening.
All right, so tonight's episode that we're delving into is Blossom, Season 3, Episode 19, titled The Best Laid Plans of Mice and Men, which it just has to do with the mice is Mickey and Minnie and other mice friends.
Yeah.
And men is, I don't know, the dad?
Yeah, I guess.
Joey and Tony?
I mean,
and Vinny? I don't know. Doesn't make sense.
I don't understand the title, but hey, we're just gonna go with it.
It works, I guess. All right. So this episode originally aired on February 8th, 1993. It's a sweeps episode where this is probably like NBC is like, all right, we got a whole fucking month of amazing TV and we're going to kick it off. Well, actually, we're like a weekend. We're going to continue it with our gal who's now in season 3. She's a little bit older. I don't know. She can drive, maybe. I don't know if she can or not.
She's got the cute boyfriend who wears the leather jacket.
Oh yeah, she's got the stud boyfriend. Vinny, played by your boy David Lasher.
Yes.
Who's a star. Who ended up going on to what? Sabrina.
Oh yeah, where he played her crappy boyfriend.
The non-Harvey boyfriend.
Oh, and then actually he was on the TV show, one of the Olsen twins TV shows, as their uncle.
Two of a Kind? Was it that one?
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Yep.
David Lasher post Sabrina the Teenage Witch. No idea what he's been up to. I don't know if you have like a David Lasher filmography in front of you.
He did Two of a Kind. And then he also did an episode or two of Melissa and Joey, starring Melissa Joan Hart and Joey Lawrence.
Oh, he was on that Hollywood Darling show with
Oh, I never finished watching that.
Who is that? Is Beverly Mitchell, Jodie Sweetin, and Christine Lakin?
Yes.
Okay, they're like the main cast, and they have all their like hot friends come on and join and chat. Maybe they have lunch with Dave Faustino, who played Bud Bundy. Who knows? Maybe they went to Knott's Berry Farm. We don't know.
They do go to see Andrew Keegan and visit his little cult.
Oh yeah, this is like when his cult was breaking out, right? This is like an ad for the cult, the Andrew Keegan cult.
I don't know. He was making kombucha, and it was just like this new agey, hippie, I don't know, kind of hot mess that just where people take it too far and like stop bathing and stuff.
All right, let's say you have to join a cult. You're in college. There's 2 booths. You have Jared Leto at one booth, and you have Andrew Keegan in the second booth, and you got to join one of their cults. You have no choice. Gun to your head.
The Penguin's not there to follow.
Not today. It's I don't know.
There's no Thanos.
Interest waned on the Penguin and Joker and all the other Batman villains who are hiring college kids in the 60s to do their bidding for them. Call back to our Batman episode. We're wondering why, like, all of like the girls that hang out with the Joker are college kids. We're like, where is he getting these like brothel of like hot young women? A local college, Pasadena Community College.
You know, club day at the college.
Come on, you gotta join one of them. I'm gonna go with Leto. You know what? Fuck it. He wore. Did you see his Easter outfit?
Yeah, I kind of think I'd go with Leto. You know, plus Jared Leto is a long time obsession of ours on this podcast.
That is true.
Like going back to like our first like few episodes.
You know what? I feel like if you elevate in Jared Leto's cult, eventually he lets you wear the Jordan Catalano jacket. That's like the ultimate goal. You have to try it on for a minute and look in a mirror and just go, wow, I look great. And then he makes you take it off. And I don't know. Then he makes you make kombucha.
I don't even know anymore.
You know what? We'll save Jared Leto chat for when we do Marry So Called Life again. But we don't got time. Instead, you want to talk about this hot night of television?
Yeah, so what was happening on this night of television in 1993?
Oh, this is actually a pretty decent night. I'm going to throw it out there. I know you always kind of like roll your eyes.
Okay.
I feel like there's going to be some things you know.
Okay, to be fair, you're always like, this is going to be a great night of television. And I'm like, dude, I'm not impressed. But I have high standards. I have very high standards.
I'm just easily thrilled.
Even like at work, I get told that my standards could be a little lower. And I'm like, no. We're going to have them try to get up here instead of like down here.
All right. Well, let's run through the playlist tonight. And you tell me. We'll get to the end. We'll ask the age-old question. But you want to start off with the Boys at the Alphabet, ABC? See what they're up to?
Yeah, what's happening on ABC?
All right, we kick off with looks like a repeat of Home Improvement. I'm guessing, you know what? They have nothing else to air. Maybe whatever originally was on Monday nights at 8 didn't work, so they're like, hey, let's just throw on Home Improvement. Probably a good year for them, maybe.
Yeah, probably.
Maybe Mark's still like a cute little boy, and he's not weird and gothy yet.
1993, yeah, he's definitely still like the cute younger brother. JTT's just starting to get the little buzz going.
Yeah, and he's Randy's still an evil bastard. Probably, I don't know. Him and Brad are, I don't know, swindling the neighbors. Maybe taking UNICEF coins. Who knows?
Yeah.
Who knows what they're up to this week? All right. You ready for the 8:30 slot? I've never heard of this show. It's billed as a reality show. American Detective. I'm guessing it's ABC's take on Cops.
Okay.
Because I kind of looked it up a little bit, and it seemed like it was just kind of a documentary television series broadcast by ABC that kind of delved into the high-profile criminal cases, which are often drug-related, and it allowed glimpses into the personal lives of detectives. So maybe we get to see them, like, I don't know, break a case, maybe make some arrests. Who knows?
Okay. Never heard of it, so.
ABC's not thrilling me so far.
All right, what else we got?
They might have a chance to make up for it. Who knows? I'll lay it out to you. 9 o'clock movie. You ready for the made-for-TV movie tonight?
Give it to me.
The subject matter, according to TV Tango, is children, teens, family drama, courtroom drama, and social issue.
That's a lot.
All right, tonight's movie, actually, is called Gregory K. Sound familiar?
No.
This was actually based on the 1992 groundbreaking case of a 12-year-old Florida boy who sues his abusive biological parents for divorce so he can be adopted by his loving foster family. Remember this case?
Vaguely. Because, like, I remember being, like, little bits and pieces, but it's kind of before you could, like, it's right before we're probably really at the age where we can comprehend the news.
I remember hearing about it.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I remember, like, seeing it in the news and stuff and being like, what do you mean you can sue your parents? Like, what the fuck is that all about? And I was like, Mom, better watch your back, girl.
Yeah. Because, like, think about it. We were in the 5th grade when that movie aired, so that had to have gone down when we were in, like, 3rd, 2nd grade.
What happened in 1990? Well, the case was in 92, so the actual incident was probably before then.
So, yeah.
Guess who played the boy? Guess who played the young boy? It's wild.
Who?
Just take a guess. Just name a teen star who's still around today, actually, who still does things today.
Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
You got it. You looked at it, didn't you?
Yeah, I did. I pulled up the IMDb page.
Yeah, I think you did. I was like, there's no way. You'd never pulled that one out of the hat. All right.
No, I probably would have been like, Ben Savage.
I feel like you would have said, like, Jonathan Brandis or something. I'd be like, no, girl, no.
Oh, Jonathan Brandis. May he rest in peace.
Yeah, R.I.P., boy.
Okay, yes. Give me CBS. I'm going to guess Evening Shade.
Yep, you got it right. Evening Shade kicked off the night. Then we got Hearts of Fire following Evening Shade. Remember the show with John Ritter and Marky Post?
I remember it. I have seen, and Billy Bob Thornton.
Yeah. And Wendy Jo Sperber is in it also.
Yeah, like, I remember watching it once in a while. It was never one I was like, I have to watch.
Yeah, it was on for 3 seasons. It was, like, politically driven. It was created by the same people who, Linda Bloodworth Thomason, who did Designing Women. This is kind of like her companion show.
Mm-hmm.
And it was politically charged. Like, they lived in Washington, D.C. John Ritter was, like, a conservative senator's aide, and Marky Post was, like, a liberal reporter, and, like, they had this, like, will they or won't they kind of thing going on. Like, even though they were, like, on different sides of the spectrum, they wanted to smash each other. I don't know, it's kind of like a fun show. There was, like, lots of, like, guests on the show. Hillary Rodham Clinton's dad, Hugh Rodham, was on an episode. Rush Limbaugh.
Like, here I think you're going to tell me the First Lady of America was on, and you're like, no, her dad. But never forget that Bill Clinton's brother, Roger, was on The Nanny.
That is true. You know what? Them, like, Clinton associates, they were just itching to do fucking sitcoms. Mm-hmm. They were all for it. Yeah, shout out to Hugh Rodham, though. I don't know, getting his name out there so we all know who he is. I'm looking him up because I'm like, is he still alive? No, he passed in 1993, so probably, right after this aired.
Yeah, probably.
R.I.P. you. All right. Any hot guesses on what's on at 9 o'clock on CBS? I feel like you can get this if you think about it.
Murphy Brown.
Hell yeah. This is like peak Murphy Brown time too, right? This is like in the news Murphy Brown. She probably just had Andy.
Avery.
I'm sorry. I got the letter right.
What am I going to do with you, mister?
Yeah, but like we're in like peak Murphy here though. Like things are going for her.
Yeah.
Things are hot. People are talking about her at the water cooler. It's great times. Great times to be Candice Bergen.
Back when offices had water coolers.
I can imagine working at a place that didn't have a water cooler and like the staff was like in an uproar and like, we need to get a water cooler so we can talk about Murphy Brown. Come on, boss. Come on. It's like in the suggestion box.
I mean, to be fair, we had like a water fountain, but it's had a bag over it for like the past year, so nobody uses it.
We sort of have a water cooler. It's like an ice maker / water dispenser that we give to like patients and stuff. So
yeah,
I mean, I do have chats by it. Like sometimes I'm like, hey, did you guys watch 90 Day Fiance last night? Whatever people are watching today. I don't know, just throwing stuff out there. All right.
Yeah, I don't know what people watch today, except for This Is Us.
The Falcon and the Winter Soldier, maybe.
Yes.
WandaVision. Yeah. All right, you ready for CBS 930? We've talked about this show. I feel like you're going to know it. It's a Diane English series. Do you know the name of it?
Oh my god, it's the one with Jay Thomas, right?
Yes, it is, and Susan Day.
Yes, okay, because I was like, is it the Susan Day season or is it the Annie Potts season?
Well, All right. So the show is called Love and War.
If it's season 2, it's Annie Potts. If it's season 1, it's Susan Day.
We're probably in season 1 because it begat in September 1992, and we're in February 93, so we're still probably in the Susan Day year.
So yeah, we're still in the Susan Day.
One episode of the series featured Jerry Seinfeld and Larry David as themselves. Did you know that?
What? No, I didn't know that.
This was they did this as a thank you to creator Diane English for allowing a brief scene on Murphy Brown when Kramer is cast as the secretary. So this is kind of like a, hey, thank you. We'll let you come on.
Thank you.
Yeah. Cross networks.
Yeah.
Any hot guesses on what was on at CBS 10 o'clock? We talked about this last episode.
Northern Exposure.
You got it. I was like, you better fucking get it. We just did it. We just talked about it.
I'm like, we've talked about it like several times today.
Yeah. Janine Turner, everyone else, the Moose.
John Corbett.
Yeah, John Corbett. Rob Morrow.
Mm-hmm.
Is that anywhere available? Because I would love to just sit down and watch Northern Exposure.
I don't know. I think it would hit differently now.
Yeah, I'm really curious because actually I have like a coworker at work who like always brings up Northern Exposure, and I'm like, I know that show. He's like, how the fuck do you know? You're like 12 years old, and I'm like, girl, I know Northern Exposure.
I had a coworker the other day ask me if I was in high school when Pretty in Pink came out.
Oh, whoa, you just got aged. You just got fucking aged.
And then the next day, she's like, wait, how old are you? I'm like, girl, I'm older than you think, but I'm not as old as you think.
I love it. I stand. All right, you ready to end the night out at the Peacock? The hot night at the Peacock?
Yeah.
All right. Any guesses on the pre-Blossom show at 8 o'clock? I know you know this.
Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Hell yeah, which was on VH1 all day today, and I watched like a few episodes, and I even sung the theme song every time I heard it while I was in the kitchen.
I mean, it's one of the few theme songs you hear, you just sing along to it no matter what.
Hell yeah, I'll buy that shit on CD. I think I had it on CD, to be honest with you. I think I had like Will Smith's Greatest Hits, and it was on there.
Of course you do.
Of course. All right, and then at 8:30, we had Blossom. We'll get to you in a minute, girl. Hang tight. Hold your hat. And then, you ready to end the night?
What is on after Blossom? It's gotta be a TV movie, right?
Hell yeah, it's a TV movie, and it's like dueling John Ritter's tonight, because this movie stars John Ritter.
Ooh.
And it's based on a book. Any guesses who the author may be?
None. I'm not looking stuff up, I promise.
Danielle Steele's.
Ooh!
Danielle Steele's Heartbeat. Do you know this one?
I know I've heard of it.
You ready for the synopsis? You ready for the hot synopsis?
Yes.
All right. A pregnant TV news producer is abandoned by her husband because of their premarital agreement not to have a family.
Mm-hmm.
In the depths of depression, she is rescued by a charming soap opera producer who sweeps her off her feet into romantic bliss.
Oh my god. I am pretty sure I watched this at some point. If not this night, I am going to bet it aired on Lifetime at some point and I watched.
It's probably on right now. Like, who am I kidding?
Kind of want to find it and buy it and watch it.
It might be on Amazon Prime. Amazon Prime has like a bevy of made-for-TV movies. They're like the golden goose of it.
Mm-hmm.
The spruce goose. All right. I'm going to ask the age-old question. You ready? You sitting down? You laying down on your bed? Or laying on your chaise?
I'm sitting down.
All right. On a scale of 1 out of 5, Hugh Rodhams. How many Hugh Rodhams would you give tonight's TV lineup?
I'm going to give it a 3.5 because ABC, it sweeps and you're leading with a rerun of Home Improvement and then some random
all right,
docu-series.
But everything else was lit though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to give it the same thing, a 3.5. This would have been a 4 if ABC came out with some heavy guns.
Mm-hmm.
Guns a-blazing. I don't know. Like, what did ABC have in the 90s, like, besides Roseanne and Home Improvement? Like, let's be real. Oh, Grace Under Fire.
They still had Full House.
What was their Monday night fare, though? I can't even, think what would be on a Monday night.
Football, and made-for-TV movies.
Oh, you know what? The season just ended.
Mm-hmm.
So they're like, oh, what do we do? We don't know what to do.
It's like we didn't realize this was coming, even though it happens every freaking year.
Yeah, they had time. They could have dropped a new show, maybe a hot new David E. Kelly series.
Mm-hmm.
From the creator of Picket Fences comes a quirky family drama starring, I don't know, Kelly Martin, fresh off Life Goes On, because I feel like she probably left that show by this point. No, she still would have been on it, 93, right?
I think at this point, isn't this around the time she started on that CBS drama? Chrissy or whatever?
You know what? You're right. I think you're right. Yeah, I think Christy was this year. This might have been the year of Christy. Let's look it up. Let's be factual. Christy started in 1994, so...
We're off a year.
We're off. We're off a year. So maybe this is the final season of Life Goes On. Yeah, this may be the last hurrah for the Thatchers.
Oh, yeah, Life Goes On ended in 93, so yeah.
So, I'm sorry. Kelly Martin's not going to be cast on our fake David E. Kelly series on ABC on Monday nights at 8.
Yeah.
You know what? I didn't have any Fox data tonight. That's kind of weird. I bet it was obviously Melrose Place.
No. No, it wouldn't have been. It would have been on after Beverly Hills 90210.
Oh, yeah, it's that weird first season. Okay, yeah, you're right.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe this is like just that time in February when Allison gets that weird boyfriend Keith, who's like creepy and stalkery, and eventually shoots himself in an apartment in Seattle, and she like walks in on him, or she hears him on the phone. I think.
Yeah,
That's it.
I don't.
He was such a weird dude. No shout out to that whole storyline.
Where are you going with this?
Growing up, I loved Allison Parker, whatever her name was.
Yeah.
When I did my intense Melrose Place rewatch, a couple months ago, her entire storyline from beginning to end does not hold up.
Yeah.
Every time she's on the screen, she just drags the show down. I'm like, oh, like I used to be such a Courtney Thorne Smith stan, and now I'm just like, oh, fucking. She sounds like she's drunk in every scene she's in. She's so boring. She drives a horrible car. I'm like, Amanda's so much better. I'm like, I don't know why Billy keeps going back to fucking Allison. I'm like, come on, guy.
And you know what's really sad is back then we were rooting for Billy and Allison.
Right? And now just like, I don't even know what he saw in her. I'm like, she's all right. She's like an LA 5. Mm-hmm. She sucks at her job. She's horrible. I don't know how the fuck she got like promoted all the time.
Patrick, I think we all know how Allison got promoted.
No, well, actually, she did like one assignment for like the original boss, the OG boss, and she did okay in it. Mm-hmm. And then the OG boss, I don't know, took a job somewhere else, so Amanda took over. And then Allison comes in, and like Allison fumbled like every fucking client that she had. Mm-hmm. But Amanda kept giving her one more chance. Like, all right, I'll give you one more. I think she even like quits at one point. Allison like quits with like no notice on like a Friday and like shows up Monday like, hey, can I have my job back? And they're like, no, bitch. Well, they should have said no, bitch, but they were like, yeah, come back in. Come on back.
Because I'm sure there's nobody else in LA who could have done that job.
Yeah, and better than her, too.
Sydney could have done that job.
We're not here to talk about Allison Parker. We're saving that for...
No, we're not.
No, well, actually, Why Not Two on Bros are doing Melrose Place in between, because we're going to cover the first few episodes when the, that whole crisscross thing, so we'll save it for then.
Yeah.
We'll save it for then. We'll have special guest Kat Halstead, the author, on maybe. She can come in and talk about Allison Parker.
Maybe, if you guys can behave.
We behave sometimes. All right. Although tonight, we're here to talk about Blossom. She was a fashion maven.
Yeah, okay. So this is like back in the day when, for some reason, we young girls decided we loved characters dressed in mismatched clothing, wild layers, and ridiculous accessories. As we were obsessed with Clarissa on Clarissa Explains It All, and Blossom on Blossom. Of course, Blossom was really known for her wide array of hats.
Yes, and I don't think we get any hats in this episode, though. I think she didn't take the hat to Disney.
I don't think so.
Yeah, I didn't see any hats. Mm-mm. The only hats I saw were in the theme song.
Which is really funny, because she could have gotten some really wild, amazing hats at Disney.
Yeah, she could have got, like, Mickey ears or something, Minnie ears, maybe like a Figment cap. Although I think someone did wear a Mickey hat in this episode, I feel like. I had seen one.
Oh, I think Tony gets his girlfriend some mini ears.
Can we talk about Tony for a minute before we get into the episode?
Yes, let's talk about Tony.
He dresses like he's on his way to like a Mighty Mighty Bosstone concert or some like ska revival type concert in the 90s.
Everybody's clothing choice for this is very weird for me. It's something we have to talk about, but I think we need to set this whole thing up first.
That is true. All right. Well, I mean, like the whole show as a show or...
This episode. Because we've done Blossom before.
All right, I'll let you start. I'll let you kick it into high gear.
We got the background on the Blossoms.
Yeah, I feel like everyone knows Blossom. I feel like if someone's listening to this podcast, they know Blossom. Like they're not coming in blind. This ain't like Preston Prep, where they don't know the show. We have to go into it.
So, this one we start off with Blossom's father, Nick, who is a musician who kind of just is grasping for whatever work he can get. Gets offered a temporary job at Disneyland as an Elvis impersonator. which I did not know that was a thing, but hey, who knows?
I was going to ask you if that was a thing at Disney. And then I was waiting for you to just like horribly berate me for not knowing that. Like, Elvis is a big mainstay at Disney.
I mean, this isn't Las Vegas.
I haven't been to Disney since I was like a teenager. Like, I think I was like 14 the last time I went. I don't remember seeing Aunt Elvis anywhere on campus. Should I have been?
I don't think so. Like, I don't understand what's happening. Like, there seems to be some kind of like musical thing that they're doing though at Disneyland, because this episode also has a musical guest star.
The Party.
Yes. The Party is a group that was formed by Mouseketeers from like the early seasons of the MMC.
Yeah, it's like Tiffany, Chase, can't remember who else is on it.
Dale.
That's all we need to know, right? The main three.
It is Albert Fields, Tiffany Hale, Chase Hampton, Dee Dee Magno Hall, and Damon Pampolina.
Okay, and Chase and Tiffany were like the two mainstays of, like, they were the big attraction of this. They're like the Justin and Brittany.
I feel like, yeah.
Like, they should have been the Justin and Brittany. Like, there's an alternate reality where Tiffany Hale and what's his name? Chase Hampton. Like, Chase Hampton is doing solo albums with Timbaland. There's like an alt reality where like that's the world. And I would love to like cross over and like see what's going on over there just because it just sounds fun.
Oh, that'd be wild.
And we get to see their humble beginnings on an episode of Blossom in 1993. And they had like 2 albums, I think, right? They were actually like a thing for a while.
Okay, so they have several albums. They had The Party, which was released in 1990. They had In the Meantime, In Between Time from 91. They had, which was an EP remix album. Then they had their second studio album called Free. And then they had like unreleased material called The Party's Over, Thanks for Coming, released in 1993. In 1997, their greatest hits were released. And there is After Party, currently in production, release date to be determined.
Yeah, but I think Tiffany and Chase are not a part of it, though. I think like they're completely out of the biz. Thought I read this the other day, but I could be wrong. Don't quote me. Like, I remember reading, like, Tiffany Hale, like, now lives a private life in, like, I don't know, Kansas City or something.
Oh, yeah.
She's away from the limelight.
Yeah, the band stated that she is currently living a nice private life and wished to respect her privacy.
Yeah, she ain't coming back. Something happened. I need to know. What happened.
We may never know.
AJ Benza, can you tell us? Can you get to the bottom of it? He ain't...
Dude, AJ Benza probably does know. Let's be real. AJ Benza knows it all. You know, he still has the scoop. He had the scoop back in the day when we were young and just like starting to learn about Hollywood gossip, and we would watch him on E, and he still has the scoop. His podcast is one of my favorites to listen to.
Yeah, shout out to Fame as a Bitch. You can find it on all the podcast apps and aggregates. All right, hold on. I just thought of this. This is my idea of what probably the Elvis thing at Disney is like. So I bet you like at like sunset, I don't know, like 7, 8, 9 o'clock. That's probably like when all like the hot teen acts come out, like The Party, I don't know, Crisscross maybe, Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch, stuff like that.
Yeah.
But I feel like happy hour, probably like 4 p.m. to like 7 p.m. It's probably like things for like the older adults, you know, like it's like the grandmas and like the older parents that, you know, they got dragged to Disney with their family and they're just having a miserable time. But then they hear like, oh, hold on. They hear like Ain't Nothing But a Hound Dog playing and they just start gravitating towards that little quad that they all play in, that little like pavilion.
The only thing is that's off with your idea is that the party performs and then the Elvis impersonator performs.
You're right. But I feel like in the real world, though, in the real world.
Oh, yeah. It's
like the Monster Mash. You go see the Monster Mash, leader of the pack.
Well, actually, no. The party would probably be performing at like 2 o'clock in the afternoon.
Oh, and like.
So that all the tweens could see it before their parents dragged them home.
Yeah, well, it's like, hey, if you want a better show, come to our like 8 p.m. show tonight. And the kid's like, oh, we gotta stay, Mom. And Mom just wants to go fucking back to the hotel, have a fucking Cape Codder, call it a night. They're going to SeaWorld tomorrow, driving along the coast maybe. They don't get but they're like, all right, fine, you know what? We're on vacation. You can see the party at fucking 8 o'clock tonight. But then she's like, she looks at the fucking lineup once again real close. She's like, hold on. That Hut Studley Elvis is playing again. You know what? Fuck it. You know what? You guys gotta go on the fucking, I don't know, Splash Mountain 3 or 4 times. Daddy and I are gonna go see fucking fake Elvis shake his hips.
Yeah.
Is the Blossom dad, is he a dancer? Because I feel like he's not.
I don't think so. Not that I'm aware of. Our boy Ted is a man who has pretty much given up acting in order to direct now. I think he likes to be behind the scenes.
I feel like he could have done the vocals and maybe the music, but I just don't see him like swinging his hips the way Elvis did.
I mean, very few people can actually
What do I know?
swing their hips the way Elvis can.
The Blossom dad, he was kind of like, he was like a sex symbol, right? Like people were like into him. Like that was the whole thing, right? I feel like I remember this for some reason.
I think so. Like, okay, because we have to remember he's also remembered as Danny from Soap, where he was definitely a sex symbol.
Yeah, that was his like humble beginnings, where he's like the hot guy on TV, and now it's only like 10 years later. Let's be real, it's like not that much.
It really is. It's literally like a decade later.
Yeah, so he's like in his 30s,
and now he's the hot dad.
So he's probably what, like 35 at this point, 36 maybe. He's not that old.
Yeah, probably not.
Are we doing the math? Are you looking it up?
Yeah, we're gonna do the math.
All right, because I need to know. I need to know how old Danny Russo is. His name Danny Russo? Is that his name?
Yeah.
Ted Wass. How old are you, Ted Wass? How old were you in 1993?
He was 41.
All right, so he was 31 on...
He was 41.
30-ish, 30, 31 on Soap. I feel like he was playing younger on Soap, though.
Yeah, I think so. But the thing is, Soap was weird, though. Because they had, like, all the kids still lived at home, and...
It was great.
And it was the 70s where everybody looked a decade older than they were.
Yeah, all the smoking. All that fucking smoking.
Damn smokers.
So Ted Wass is 41, which, I mean, it's not that much older than we are right now. So who am I to call old?
No, it's not.
All right, so I just don't see him, like, swinging his hips at 41. I'm not going to lie. Like, moving is hard. Is moving hard for you these days?
Yes.
It's getting difficult. It's getting a little tough.
There are, like, I don't want to get out of this bed tomorrow to go to work. And I don't even have to leave the house. I just have to open my laptop.
All right. So could you imagine, I don't know, driving to Anaheim as a 41-year-old person, squeezing into these fucking Elvis tights, and then, like, shaking your hips to, I don't know, ain't nothing but a hound dog?
No.
I don't see it either.
No, not at all. I mean, is it paying me like $5,000 a day? Yeah, I'll do it if it's paying that, but no.
Yeah, how much do you think he got paid? Because this is like, he said this was his like dream job, right?
I'm sure he only made like maybe a couple $100.
I would say like $400 to do this.
Yeah, but it was money he needed because he hadn't been working.
Yeah, I'm gonna say $400 in 1993 is probably like $1,200 today. Is my guess. I'm not doing the math. I don't care to do the math right now.
I'm not pulling up the inflation calculator today.
Yeah, I'm guessing though, like whatever he got paid, a couple $100 was probably like a gold mine, because he didn't really have to worry about like buying food for his kids. Because I feel like Joey, Anthony, and Blossom can kind of like take care of that on their own. He just needs to, like, I don't know, pay the electric bill or something, and have a little left over for gas and
the mortgage.
Yeah, mortgage, and then some like leftover dinner money to whoever he was like fucking that week.
Fenola's not in the picture yet. Yeah.
No, I love Finola Hughes, but like her character on the show sucks.
Oh, Finola.
Not gonna lie. I you know what? I think it's her kid.
This was never a show that had the cute little kids, so you throw one in, it's like, what are you doing here?
All right, you want to do some Blossom beats? You want to get through this?
Yes, let's get through this.
We got the fashion to talk about. We got
the fashion.
We got the rides. We got I don't know, Vinny making out with his cousin. There's so much to get to.
Oh my god.
Which is never fully explained, by the way. Never fully explained.
Well, first, okay, so Nick gets this job, and he's like, he doesn't tell the kids what he's doing at Disneyland, but he's like, are you guys sure you don't want to go to Disneyland? And they're like, no, Dad, we're good. We're too old for Disney. We're too old to go to Disneyland. And they're all, like, hanging around the house, and they're all dressed up.
Yeah, they're dressed up like they're about to go out for the night.
You know?
And it's what, early in the day?
Yeah, but it's, like, probably 9 o'clock in the morning.
I was thinking like noon at the very least.
You know, because they got to drive there. They want to spend the day there.
Yeah, I guess you're right. I didn't even think of it that way.
It probably opens around 10. They don't live that far away.
Hold on, we skipped like the whole like weird fairy tale aspect of the episode that they do.
I kind of maybe blocked that out.
All right, so the whole episode is framed around like maybe, I don't know, like Sleeping Beauty or something, where like we get that like shot above like a book on satin, and like the book opens up.
Like the OG Disney movies, except this has a narrator.
Yeah, we have a narrator and talking about like the fair man that lives in the Hollywood Hills or where the fuck they live. And they're talking about Danny and his 3 beautiful children, talking about the kids. And the whole episode is framed around this like fake fairy tale story.
Yeah, sorry. I kind of blocked that out. This wasn't WandaVision, okay?
I had a whole, I had like a whole like discussion behind this, and you're like, I just fucking blocked that part out.
That's what you get with me. That's what you get. You never freaking know what you're gonna get with me, Patrick. You thought I was gonna be berating you tonight. I'm just throwing you off.
Well, because the only reason this threw me off when I was watching this is because like Blossom normally takes itself as like a serious show.
Yeah, that's true.
Tonight is like the only night it's not a very special episode. It's framed around like a fake fairy tale involving Elvis.
I mean, at this point, Elvis basically is a fairy tale.
But I just saw that, and like my first thought is like, wait, did I hit the right show? Am I on Disney Plus and I hit like one of those old
no, not
timey
tonight.
framing around like a fairy tale?
Okay. So Nick gets a call that there is a gig available his friend needs him to cover for, and he doesn't like, they don't say what it is right away, but he's just super excited, and it's going to be at Disney, and when he's getting ready, he accepts, and when he's getting ready to leave for the gig like the next day or whatever, the kids are just like, okay,
have fun,
bye Dad, we don't want to go to Disney even though you're probably going to get us in for free because you're working there. They just like blow it off. They're like, no Dad, we're too old for Disney. There's nothing for us at Disney. Bye, Dad. We're going to just chill here at the house, dressed up in our blazers.
And the dad was relieved because he like was secretly, oh, thank God they don't want to come see me because I'm going to dress up like Elvis tonight. And I know they're going to mock me. Mm-hmm. They're going to mock my performance.
Because that's what these kids do.
Yeah, Danny heads out the door and all the kids are like, all right, you ready to go to Disney now? And Tony's like, I'm driving. Let me call Rhonda, my girlfriend.
Like, he's getting, like, a video camera out. They're at, like, 6, and Vinny are gonna show up, and so is Tony's girlfriend, who, not gonna lie, I don't think I actually ever caught her name. I don't think they ever said her name.
Rhonda. She was in it for, like, a number of episodes.
Rhonda?
Yeah, she's, like, a known girlfriend of Tony.
Yeah, well, that shows how much I paid attention to Tony.
She sucked anyway, so it doesn't matter. They wrote her out.
Tony was never, like, the draw for me. I remember his wife later on.
Yeah, she was great. He gets drunk in Las Vegas and he wakes up and marries her. And they just decide to, like, go at it for real, right?
Yeah, and they have a kid, and...
Yeah, good for them.
There's some tension because she's black and he's white.
Here's the thing with Tony. He's not a great character.
But yeah.
He dresses like he's going to a Mighty Mighty Bosstones or, like, an early 90s No Doubt concert. Mm-hmm. Or Save Ferris or something.
It's ridiculous.
He just feels like he, like, doesn't belong. Like, I don't know, there's just... Even when I was younger and I would watch a show, I'm like... He just doesn't belong on this show. Like, it's anytime
he doesn't.
You would get like a Tony episode here and there, like especially his crazy heroin addiction that happened at one point.
Yeah.
And I just remember like, what is the point of this? Like the show's called Blossom. The show's not called Tony.
Yeah.
I never liked him. Now like they're throwing all these like heavy addiction problems out at us, and I don't care. Like, just give me a jovial sitcom about a girl wearing hats. And, like, a friend who talks really fast. I want that. Like, that's the show I want.
And the goofy older brother.
Yeah, whoa.
Who the best friend's in love with. Like, come on. Like, yeah, Tony was probably, like, my least favorite character on that show.
And honestly...
I think the only person I liked less than Tony was her mom when her mom would show up.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So, my appreciation of Blossom, like, ended early. Like, I don't think in my initial watch of the series, I never stuck through the whole show.
Yeah.
I think by the third season, like I think this season I was like done. I was like, I don't fucking care anymore. Like I think I dipped in here and there just to see like what was up, like what was going on in their world. You know, maybe there's something cool going on, but for the most part, I was out. I was out early. Like, see, like this might have been the last episode I watched to be like regularly. To be honest with you, like I think this is it.
Yeah.
I was like, Danny Russo, 41 years old, swinging his hips as Elvis. No, that can't happen.
I want to say this is definitely like the last season I remember like really watching, because like I think it ends with like Vinny and Blossom breaking up or something. Because then you get like the TV movie to start the next season. And I definitely remember watching way less after that.
Isn't it like Blossom in Paris?
Yeah, like once Blossom went to Paris, I remember watching way less of the show.
They all go to Disney. Like they decide to surprise the dad, I guess. I don't fucking know. So they get to the booth. And Anthony, Tony, we'll call him Tony because that's what he goes by. Tony is like, hey, so you're actually from Disneyland or you're from Marineland? Like, where are you from originally? And I don't know if this was like supposed to be like Disney is a country type humor. It just falls flat.
It's just like that really creepy, sketchy dad joke thing that dads do. He should be at least a decade too young to be doing this.
How old is Tony? Like, how old is that motherfucker?
So Blossom at this point is like 16. Joey's like 18, maybe about to turn 18. Like, and then Tony has to be at least 22, 23, I feel like. He's like, there's an age gap between Tony and Joey, for sure.
I feel like at the beginning of the show, but I could be wrong because it's been a while since I really like gone through Blossom.
Yeah.
I feel like Tony had graduated college at like the beginning of the show.
Or he was supposed to have graduated college, but the drugs got in the way.
Something. I don't know. Like his whole demeanor in this episode is just way off. And
Tony is sketchy. He's super sketchy. Like the way he treats his girlfriend is really kind of creepy.
His girlfriend Rhonda, I guess she's the same age as him. And they're at Disney. And there's this like whole thing. So like, you know, she's sitting down like on a bench by herself and be like Tony's up buying like a Mountain Dew or something. And she's like sitting at a bench. And then you're going to have the Disney characters are going to come up to you. So, I don't know, it's like Dopey or Sleepy or Grumpy. One of the dwarfs comes over to Rhonda.
There's like several of the dwarfs have like flocked around her.
And Tony comes up and he's like, what the fuck's going on here? And she's like, oh, I'm just hanging out with the dwarfs. And he's like, not over my fucking watch. Like, scram, guys.
Yeah, he gets like super jealous of characters. He thinks they're hitting on her. Characters who are not allowed to speak.
Yeah, like Goofy is like next to Rhonda at one point and Tony gets livid.
Yeah.
And I think it's like after he put the the mini ears on, he's like, I'm taking these off because all these characters keep coming up to you and it's driving me nuts. He's like, you're for me. You're all mine. Me and my zoot suit that I wore to fucking Disneyland in 1993.
Oh, God. Like, they all dressed, like, inappropriately to go to an amusement park. They're all in, like, blazers and layers, and all I can think of is, like, is this stuff gonna get, like, caught on a ride or something?
Yeah, or, I mean, I don't know what the temperature is like this day.
Yeah.
But, you know what, I feel like shorts or jeans and a t-shirt.
Well, to be fair, Six looked like she was dressed to go skiing.
She did.
The way she was bundled up.
And Blossom looked like she was going to, like, a school dance or something.
Yeah.
They were both just overly dressed for this. Joey's style just blows my mind. The ripped jeans.
Like, he's dressing mostly like Joey, but then instead of, like, the flannel shirt, it's like a plaid flannel blazer.
Yeah, and he still does, like, the thing around his waist, though, too.
Yeah.
Why? I don't know.
It was 1993, and that's what Joey Lawrence liked to do.
All right, we missed this out. We cut this part out, but the only reason Joey went to Disneyland was to get his dick wet. He was just fucking horny.
Oh, yeah.
He was DTF. He was trying to hook up with, like, Cinderella and fucking, I don't know, Ariel, like, all the characters.
Yeah, he's trying to hook up with, like, any girl that will look at him twice.
The only one who would pay attention to him was a fucking nun. Just like a random nun in the park that was following him around for reasons unknown. I don't know. That nun was suspicious. There was something about her. Like, I feel like she escaped the convent and she was just like, I need to find myself a young Hollywood stud, test my temptations.
No, this isn't a Valerie Bertinelli made-for-TV movie.
We didn't really get into, like, the meat and bones of the Joey storyline. This nun just kept following him around.
True. Like, it's just, like, mostly it's just, like, Joey around the park trying to hit on women, and, like, he goes on, like, Splash Mountain. And he's, like, doing the single rider thing, so he gets paired up with a nun instead of, like, the hot girl.
There was, like, a group of, like, 3 girls. So, like, the 2 girls, like, teamed up with each other. And, like, there's one other girl. He's like, I guess I'll ride with you. And then she, like, hopped on with, like, a small child.
Yeah.
And then, like, the nun just linked up arms with Joey. And he's like, I guess it's me and you.
Yeah.
And who did you say? The nun was the actress who plays Ms. Wolowitz on Big Bang Theory?
Yeah, she did the voice of Wolowitz's mother on The Big Bang Theory.
R.I.P. girl, who she's no longer with us. We miss you. Lots of sad losses on tonight's episode.
Yeah.
Anyway, so we end up getting, like, don't we get, like, a fantasy sequence of, like, Joey and Cinderella or something? Or it's like Snow White?
Yeah. So, okay. So Joey, I guess they have, like, a King Arthur sword in the stone type thing where you pull it out. And they show, like, this little kid pulling it out, and it's little Andy Lawrence, Joey's brother in real life.
Was it?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't pick up on that.
It was 100% Andy.
Shit. I'll have to look at it again.
Oh, yeah. It was Andy, and he's, like, pulling out the sword, and, it goes back in. And then Joey's trying to pull it out. It will not budge for Joey. Like, at all. Like, the mom and the kid are, like, watching, and the mom's like, what is wrong with this fool? Like, this is embarrassing, but I can't stop watching. Kind of thing.
So I have a theory that they have, like, a camera, like, that faces the sword in the stone attraction. And they just, like, wait for, like, stud guys to walk up and try to, like, impress some chick. And they just, like, lock it. And then you have, like, a little, like, I don't know, 8-year-old child come up and he just pulls it out like it's butter. Like, I feel like that's a thing that they probably did.
Probably. It's gotta be.
But we kept, like, it's like the B storyline of this episode because we keep coming back to it for some reason. I don't know why.
Yes.
There's, like, a good 6 minutes of the episode that's, like, focused on Joey Lawrence trying to pull the sword out of the stone.
Like, he's pulling and nothing is happening. Eventually, like, say somebody is just, like, controlling it, and they're like, okay, let's do it. They push the button so it'll release. He knocks himself out, falls on the ground.
Hits his head.
And there's the nun.
Yeah, he hits his head and he has that weird dream sequence of, like, him and Cinderella, like, at midnight or something. It's awkward. I don't know.
Yeah, like, he's dressed like a Prince Charming. But also, the dad is like, no, he's like, the dad's hooking up with the princess.
Oh, all right, yeah, we'll get that in a minute, because that's, like, the D storyline.
And it's that weird montage of everybody.
Yeah, the dad wants to fuck Belle. So Beauty and the Beast must have just, like, it's fresh. Like, Beauty and the Beast is, like, the new Disney thing.
Oh, yeah.
Danny, he's, like, backstage, and he gets, like, I don't know, the playlist for the night. And for some reason, a woman dressed as Belle from Beauty and the Beast, like, comes running down the stairs. I don't know why she's, like, wherever Danny is. I feel like they wouldn't cross paths for some reason.
Yeah,
what do I know?
I don't know. Who knows? But the party also, like, crosses their path as well, and they don't know who Elvis is. I'm like, come on. These kids know who Elvis is.
Danny, like, introduces himself. He's like, hey, I'm Danny, but you can call me Elvis. And she's like, oh, I'm Belle. And he's like, oh, why do I know you? Why do I know that name? She's like, from Beauty and the Beast. And he's like, oh, okay. All right. And I guess it's an older woman playing Belle, like, age appropriate to Danny fucking Russo.
Kind of.
He ends up going home with her. He ends up smashing her at the end of the episode. I'm just gonna throw that out there.
100%. They hook up.
They were bumping uglies at the end of the episode. He was singing fucking Ain't Nothing But a Hound Dog. Well, she was singing, I was gonna say A Part of This World, but that's Ariel. I don't know.
Yeah,
whatever song Belle sings.
the one where she's walking through the town. Quintessential Life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's singing that song. Well, Danny Russo is Danny Russoing. That's his weird storyline. But the main storyline, the A storyline, is our girl Blossom. They get there. Vinny's acting weird. We find out, like, in a weird side scene that he's afraid of rides and he doesn't like heights. He doesn't like spinning around. He's like,
he's afraid of heights and all the rides, like, leave the ground. That's not true, though, but I guess the ones that are easy to film leave the ground because they're outside.
But Blossom and Six have like a whole itinerary. Like we're gonna go here, and this is where we get like the Disney ad, where it's like they explain what Splash Mountain is, like everything, and we get these full descriptions. It's great.
I feel like Splash Mountain was a newer attraction at the time.
Really? You think so?
I think so.
Let me look this up, because I feel like that was around for a while. Well, maybe. It came out in 1989 was its debut.
Okay.
So, yeah, I see it. I get it. Okay. Well, they fully explain Splash Mountain, and they start explaining, I don't know, 3 or 4 other rides. I think Joey gets into like a mini monologue of what one ride is.
Well, there's the one the girls want to go on is basically the gondolas.
Yeah, the gondola, like, it goes over like the whole park. That's like, all right. So Blossom and Six, they have like a weird thing where they have like a path they take, and the gondola is always the first thing they go on.
Yeah, they have a tradition because they've gone to Disneyland before together, and this is like what they do. So, like, Vinny's like, oh, I think I'm gonna sit that one out, because he's terrified of heights.
And we get this whole, like, Blossom and Six are in line, and Blossom's like, like something's like weird with Vinny today. Like, I don't get it. Like, she thinks something's up, like the relationship's on the rocks. Mm-hmm. Maybe he has eyes for somebody else. And Six is like, you're just out of your mind, Blossom. Like, don't worry about it. It's Vinny. You know, you and Vinny are like the Ross and Rachel of our high school, even though they're not a thing yet.
Yeah.
Blossom's like, all right, yeah. So like they're on the gondola, and I guess like something that they do is they always like bring a cup of ice and they throw ice at people. It's like their thing. Kind of cruel.
Yeah, like when they were younger, yeah.
So they're looking down, and Six is like, hey, it's Vinny. And Blossom's like, oh yeah. Then he's like, wait a second. He's like making out with that chick right there. And we get like a shot of like him like tongue kissing somebody, like going down like...
No, there's no kissing. There's no kissing.
I feel like there was.
They're just hugging.
Are you sure?
They were just hugging. Yes, I'm sure, because I rewatched it and I was like, he's not kissing her.
I don't know. I feel like it looked like that like sailor in New York City after World War II, like dipping that woman in like Times Square.
Well, you know what it was? It's that weird like freeze frame shot they do at the commercial break.
Yeah. It, like pixelates. Yeah, okay.
Like it's an episode of Another World or something.
Yeah, so Blossom like then dumps the ice on Vinny, and you see this thing of like Vinny gets splashed with ice. I think that's like where it pixelates. I don't know. Who knows? We get like pretty much like 10 minutes of Blossom and Six like running around, bitching about Vinny. How could Vinny do this to me? Fuck Vinny. You know, I'm gonna kick him in the nuts the next time I see him. And like Vinny is... We see Vinny in like random spots because he's like hiding from rides because he like knows the path that Blossom and Six are going to take. And he's like, I refuse to go on rides. So I'm going to hang out at like the gift shop. I don't know, maybe Star Tours. I don't know.
Like, that's so... like, there has to be a ride Vinny could have done. The Jungle Cruise. Vinny could have gone on the Jungle Cruise.
Oh, I forgot about the Jungle Cruise. So, all right, yeah, so they go on the Jungle Cruise.
Where Six, like, picks up the guy from school. Like, that would happen.
Yeah, Six is like, hey, I think that's Chad from, like, English class. She, like, starts dating him, like, in the middle of the Jungle Cruise.
She's like, hey, you go to my school. And it's like, this is what my understanding is that the Disney cast members have to stay in character. I think. I could be wrong, but I think if you're, like, one of the guides on the Jungle Cruise, you can't be like, oh, hey, yeah, you are in my English class. You can, like, run the ride for the rest of the afternoon.
She did, too. Six totally fucking ran the ride for the last afternoon.
Yeah, she did.
Well, I don't know. Fucking Chad from English class is nursing a boner.
To be fair, she did know, like, the ride better than he.
She did, because she says she goes there, like, all the time with her dad or something.
When they were kids, they went all the time.
Yeah, so we get this whole, like, Blossom and Six are just kind of, like, building up this, like, big showdown. Like, we're gonna get, like, an Avengers-style fight between Blossom and Vinny. And they eventually bump into Vinny somewhere. I don't know, like, outside, I don't know, like, the fucking Dumbo ride. Blossom's like, well, I saw you with your new girlfriend, Vinny. And he's like, my new girl? What the fuck are you talking about? And she's like, you know, I saw you making out with her. And he's like, oh, my cousin, like, Tiffany or Steph or whatever. And he's like, oh, like, that was my cousin. And she's like, oh, yeah, sure. I'm sure she was.
Yeah, you just happened to run into your cousin. And he's like, yeah, my cousin from my dad's half-brother. Like, it's this ridiculous chain of family members. It's like, okay, Vinny.
Well, he says, like, she lives in New Jersey, but she just moved here, and I just found out today, which is, like, why I don't believe his story, but we just didn't get into that for some reason. Because then he, like, says to Blossom, like, oh, like, if you saw her up close, she's, like, ugly. And I was like, she didn't look that ugly to me, like, in the one shot we had seen her.
No, she didn't.
He was like, she's big. And I'm like, I was like, I don't know why they made this whole, like, thing where she's this big, unattractive woman.
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh, like, maybe Vinny's got some pies on the side that he's not telling Blossom about.
Like, my Blossom history is very fuzzy.
It is, and I can't remember why Blossom and Vinny broke up, and I wish I knew.
Yeah.
I don't care enough to look it up at the moment.
I think it was like they just went to different. She was going to college and she wasn't.
Yeah, she like stayed in town. And he was like, I'm gonna go to like I don't know, like I'm gonna go to like Hartford or something. I'm gonna go to the East Coast because I feel like Vinny is like an East Coast guy, right? Like OG originally.
Yeah, I think so.
I don't know. I get that vibe from him.
As I like dip into this every once in a while as an adult, I'm kind of like, why did I like this as a child? I just don't know. Like, her fashion choices are so weird, and it's just more confusing now than it was then. Like, I feel like in that time they sort of made sense, but now not so much.
But I'm looking back though, and I'm like trying to remember me as like a 13-year-old watching Blossom, and I'm just like, you know what? I think I even questioned this whole series as a 13-year-old when I was watching the show. Like, it's not as good as people made it out to be.
There is a reason it was not in syndication very heavily.
It really wasn't. And it was only on for like 5 seasons, right? Like, it ended kind of early.
Yeah.
Like, it just kind of like abruptly ended. Like, I feel like we didn't get like an actual final season. I feel like it was just like, it was canceled and it just never came back.
It's just like, it's done. We're moving on.
Like, there's no wrap up. There's no, like, I don't know, Blossom, like, the dad sells the house, and we get that whole, like, Ryan Atwood walking through the fucking house one last time. We don't get that moment with Blossom. It's just, it's over. It's done.
Yeah.
I don't know, maybe Danny Russo moves to England with Finola Hughes and the other child, the Welch's fucking juice girl. I don't know, Blossom's stuck in LA with her brothers, her shitty brothers.
Don't see Blossom even being a show that would be rebooted now.
All right, so like there's things that like Full House I feel like is like a timeless show. You have people that are like were born in like the year 2000 who go back and discover Full House and just like enjoy it for its charm, like its corny charm.
Yeah.
But I can't see like someone born in the year 2000 who is now a 21-year-old like discovering Blossom and just being like, oh my god, the charm of Blossom.
I feel that the very special episodes of Blossom would throw them off too much.
You know what? It threw me off.
TV doesn't do that now.
No. And like I remember being like 13 years old and like it being like a very special Blossom. And I'm just like, I don't fucking care. Like, I don't care that, I don't know, 6 got drunk at a party and passed out. Because, that happens.
Yeah, who cares that Blossom went to France and by the time she comes home, 6 is an alcoholic?
There's just something that I don't think any teen today or 21-year-old today watching, they just happen to stumble on it on Hulu because, their mom watches it. Like, I used to love Blossom.
When we were 11, okay, Blossom was cool. But as we aged, no, we kind of started realizing Blossom kind of sucks.
Is there a character we root for?
I think Joey's the only one you can root for on this show.
He's not horrible.
He's a young guy who is looking for something out there.
Joey just wants to get his dick wet, and he just can't find it because he's an idiot. He's an oaf. And I don't know, he ties like flannels around his waist, which I guess was a thing. I don't know.
That was a thing back then, though. It was. We need to admit it.
I don't think I did. I have no memory of it.
I don't believe Patrick never did that.
Is the most relatable character in this episode Danny Russo to us right now? Like the dad?
Yeah, I think so.
You know what? If I had like an awkward job where I had to be like an Elvis impersonator at 8 p.m. on a Friday night in Disneyland in Anaheim, California, I wouldn't tell my family either. I'm like, yeah, I gotta go out for the night. I gotta work at Costco or something. Then you squeeze into a fucking Elvis concert.
Tony and his girlfriend make up. Vinny and Blossom make up. 6 has got the Jungle Cruise guy, and they're all at this concert.
Yeah, they make out. They don't make up.
They're all at the concert enjoying the party. I'm sorry, I just don't see Blossom or Six listening to the party.
All right, it's what, 1993. I feel like Six is into like Salt and Pepper this year. Blossom's like a little more like, I don't know, maybe grunge, maybe like Pearl Jam is her thing, or like Toad the Wet Sprocket, maybe Alice in Chains. Who knows? You know what? You know what it is. All right, so the party. Did you say they were originally on MMC in 1989ish or whenever?
Yes, they were on. Yeah, they were part of the original cast of the Disney Channel Mickey Mouse Club back in the day.
All right, the only thing I can think of is Blossom and Six were probably like 11, 10-ish years old at that point. So like that was their peak party interest right there. So, you know, they were just attaching onto that like memory thing. It's kind of like how you fucking know 100% of like the Backstreet Boys were playing in Denver next month, you'd be there.
Oh, 100%.
Or the New Kids on the Block.
I actually literally told yesterday that when the Backstreet Boys start touring again after, you know, the virus, we're going.
Yeah.
I told him that if NSYNC ever starts touring again, we are going. I mean, I also told him we would go see Matchbox 20 and Gin Blossoms if we want to like put Kat's weird music taste into perspective. But yeah, I told him we're going to see Taylor Swift too. So
yeah, it's like, so that's what I feel like. That's Six and Blossom at Disneyland, and like, oh shit, the party's performing. I remember them from the Mickey Mouse Club, and they just it's chasing Tiffany and Adam or whatever he said his name was, Abraham. I don't know.
Dee Dee and Albert.
They flocked to it. They kind of went to it, and we're like, oh, okay, this is fun. This is cool. This is exciting. Great times. Great time to be alive.
And then this Elvis performer pops up, and everybody like realizes it's Daddy, and they're all like, oh no, so embarrassed.
Yeah, we get their individual like reaction shots. It's great. We go through like Joey, Tony, Rhonda, Blossom, Six, and then I feel like it cuts to the nun, and the nun for some reason is like super into it.
Yeah, the nun's like digging it.
Yeah, the nun's horny for fucking Danny as Elvis. She's like, I remember when he was on Soap. As Nick, was his name? Wait, no, his name is Nick in the show, right?
Oh my god, you know what it is?
Danny is his name on Soap. He's Nick Russo. Oh my god, everyone's gonna fucking hate us. Because we call Ted Wass fucking Danny this whole time. You know what? We got to like record a disclaimer like at the top of the hour. Like we figure out at the last minute that Ted Wass plays Nick Russo, not Danny Russo.
You know what's really sad is I think earlier I referred to him as Nick.
I think he did too, and I was confused. I think I called him Danny.
But I just went with whatever Ted Wass character popped in my head.
Yeah, Danny Campbell. That's his name?
Yes, Danny Campbell.
All right. Did we get everything in Blossom? Did we hit all the beats? I feel like we got all the Blossom beats. We missing anything?
I think we did. I think we got them all.
All right. On a scale of 1 out of 5 Nick Russos, we're going to just say his name 100 times now. How many Nick Russos would you give this episode of Blossom?
I'm going to give it a 3.5.
All right. Respectable.
It's a respectable episode. It's not too dramatic. It's not too cheesy.
Well, except for the whole like fairy tale framework around it.
Like considering it's a Disney episode, it doesn't go to the absurd side like the Full House one does, where like Michelle's the princess for the day kind of thing.
Yeah, and DJ keeps seeing Aladdin and thinks it's Steve.
Yeah, like
it's grounded in reality.
It's a little more like this is actually like people at Disneyland. The guy getting jealous over his girlfriend getting hit on by the 7 dwarves, or
Goofy.
Yeah.
Yeah, Goofy just wanted to fuck Rhonda, huh?
Well, and then Goofy was like following Vinny and Blossom.
Oh.
He's like, I feel Goofy saying this, and Goofy like pops his head out, and he's like, no, not right now, dude. Like, just no.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it was that heavy moment. Yep.
Like, in all honesty, this could have taken place at any theme park. It wasn't so heavily Disney that it was ridiculous, you know? Though I think an Elvis impersonator at Knott's Berry Farm would have been more realistic.
Probably. I mean, I don't know what Knott's Berry Farm's
I don't know either.
Entertainment is. haven't dipped into that world yet. I don't know if Podcast The Ride has done a Knott's Berry Farm episode. Heather, let us know. Heather, let us know if Podcast The Ride has done Knott's Berry Farm. If they haven't, send them a text. Ask them to do it.
Yeah.
You ready to close the book on Of Mice and Men episode of Blossom?
The title, yeah. See, the title doesn't make sense.
Yeah. When I was like looking for the episode, like I thought the episode was called like Disneyland or like Blossom Goes to Disney instead of like Best Laid Plans of Mice and Men. I'm like, what?
Yeah. So like that's the thing is I just remember we picked an episode that had David Lasher on the picture on Hulu. And I couldn't remember what episode it was, and I just picked a random one morning to watch because I couldn't remember and you weren't replying yet. Picked this one. Got lucky it was the actual episode.
I'm excited about next week. We're going to new territory, I think. We're dipping into a world that's spooky.
Yes.
It made us, as young kids, we were scared of this world, I think, right?
Yeah, I think it depends on which story we got that week.
That is true. So we're going to light a little campfire in the woods. We're going to gather around it with our friends, our Canadian friends.
We're going to throw some coffee creamer on the fire so it gets all big. And...
Was it coffee creamer? What the fuck is that all about?
Yeah, it was coffee creamer.
Okay, whatever.
It was powdered coffee creamer.
Well, in case you haven't guessed it, we're going to hang out with the Midnight Society next week. We're going to dip into Are You Afraid of the Dark for the first time. This is like, I don't know, Halloween in July or whatever this episode airs.
I know.
Who knows? We don't know what time it is anymore.
We love us some Are You Afraid of the Dark.
We do.
We've talked about it for years, though.
We have. And it's now on Paramount Plus, formerly known as CBS All Access, formerly the artist known as Prince. We're excited for it. So we're going to We're going to splash in this world. Maybe we'll do the episode with a scary funhouse. Who knows? We'll figure it out.
Maybe the movie theater one, or the prom queen one, or the swimming pool one.
So many choices, so little time.
Oh my god, so many choices.
Who knows? Maybe this will kick off Are You Afraid of the Dark month?
Heather, don't send us choices because by the time you do, we will have already recorded the episode.
Oh yeah. Look at that, like, I'm sure you've already recorded this, but you should do. And I'm like, we're like 6 months ahead of you, girl.
Yeah, we're
Sorry to laugh at you.
Sorry.
But if you find, Heather, episodes of Preston Prep for us, send us more, because you know what? We need it to be a night to remember.
We are dying for more Preston Prep.
We just want to watch all the Preston Preps. Yes. So in our world, we just released a Preston Prep episode today to give you a guideline, girl.
Yeah.
So the Katie Pats know where we are. All right. Enough of us. I'm sure you got stuff to do, fans. I'm sure you got, I don't know, you've been sitting in your car for 10 minutes waiting for us to wrap up so you can go to work. You got to clock in. You got to get yourself a cherry 7-Up.
We'll let you go.
Where can you follow our Wild Ass Adventures, Cat Hall, said the author? Where can you follow us?
You can follow us on Twitter at Very Podcast. You can find us on Instagram, Facebook, Tumblr at A Very Special Podcast. Do not accept imitations. We are on pretty much every podcast app possible, so you found us somehow, so subscribe, review us, rate us, tweet us.
Send us eps at Preston Prep.
Tell us we are insane for getting Danny and Nick confused.
That too. Shout out to Ted Wass. You know what, Ted Wass, if you're listening, we apologize. We mean you no harm.
We do. We love you.
Yeah,
we love you so much.
We love you. You know what? We want to see you squeeze into the Elvis costume today. You know what? Do it for us. Do it, please. Do it, Ted Wass. And, I don't know, sing the Blossom song, maybe. I don't know. Who knows?
There is no Blossom. Oh, wait, there is.
Yeah, in my opinion, nation.
What kind of theme song is that for a teenage girl?
It was great. I loved it. All right. As always, girl,
Bye.
Watch the skies for Blossom and Six on the gondola ride, pouring ice on a bunch of fucking Disney goers.